The mind is like a clear mirror, originally without a single speck of dust. But just as wind creates ripples on water, when discriminating thoughts arise, only then are you and I divided, and right and wrong are born. With this teaching from the Surangama Sutra, I open today's story. My beloved disciple, why are your eyes always looking outward? Withdraw that sharp gaze that seeks the faults of others, and polish your own mirror first. When you break the yardstick within you, only then will the whole world overflow with compassion. We fix our faces in the mirror every morning, but we are clumsy at looking into our inner mirror. Our minds should be like a calm lake, but sharp judgments toward others create rough waves dozens of times a day. Quietly observe the bare trees in the winter forest. They drop all their leaves and sink into themselves. They never ask if the tree beside them is bent or scarred. They silently endure the cold winter and plant their roots for the coming spring. But look at our stumbling steps. We ourselves have never walked perfectly. So why do we hold others to such strict standards? Now let us let go of this judging mind, and with a deep breath, walk through the inner garden. Just as there are no traces in the sky, the foolish wander only looking for the flaws of others, but the wise look only at their own feet. This is the true word of the Dhammapada. Before blaming the faults of others, first weed your own field of mind. Foolish one, you find the speck in another's eye so well, but why can you not see the beam in your own? Close those lips that criticize others, and first breathe evenly from your own anxious breath. That yardstick you are holding is the sharpest blade that cuts you. Why do we react so sensitively to the flaws of others? Long ago, 2 old monks were walking and met a woman unable to cross a shallow stream. One monk silently carried her across the water. Later, the other monk could not hold back and asked, "How can a monk touch a woman's body?" The monk who carried her smiled and answered, "I put that woman down at the stream. Why are you still carrying her?" We trap the actions of others in our minds and live alone carrying a heavy burden. It is the same in modern relationships. We look into the lives of others all day long, endlessly judging what they lack. But there is no perfect being anywhere in the world. The contradiction of imperfect me, judging imperfect others, blooms only into a thorn bush that pricks myself. Now, following the Dhammapada, withdraw the gaze that chased others' faults and focus only on my own feet, on this fleeting step I take. Like a lion not startled by sounds, like the wind not caught in a net, like a lotus not stained by mud. Go silently alone like the horn of a rhinoceros. This is a verse from the Sutta Nipata. My beloved disciple, never be ashamed of your stumbling steps. Only one who knows the pain of falling learns how to rise again. So do not blame your clumsy walk. Just walk your path looking forward. We live pretending to be calm on the outside, as if we have no wounds, as if we have never failed, enduring the day with a decent expression. But quietly close your eyes and look inside. A wounded ego bleeds secretly there. How many days have we been lost without a compass? With a careless word, how many times have we shaken someone's calm mind? One winter day, an old monk slipped and fell heavily on an icy road. When a young monk ran over, startled, the old monk laughed and said, "This old body forgot the coldness of the ice and acted arrogantly. The earth embraced me. Is that not fortunate?" This mind that cheerfully affirms one's own fall is true inner mindfulness. the courage to face my shortcomings rather than avoid them. When I accept deep in my bones that I am not perfect, only then does my mind loosen and I become free. Be cautious of yourself, but do not self-deprecate. Like a lotus blooming in the mud, your stumbling is also a holy and beautiful step toward enlightenment. Because all beings are sick, I am also sick. The sickness of a bodhisattva arises from great compassion. So when others are healed, my sickness heals too. These are words from the Vimalakirti Sutra. Look, disciple, how can giant trees in the deep forest be said to stand tall alone? Underground their roots are intertwined, and their branches lean on each other against the wind. So do not forget the pain of others is your pain. When you embrace the pitiful, your wounds also heal. Compassion is not something grand. First, stop the mind that blames and hates oneself, and from there, true compassion begins. Only one who can embrace oneself can offer true tolerance to others. We give and receive wounds in relationships, sometimes disappointed, by family, lovers, or colleagues. But at the moment another makes a mistake, overlap your past onto their clumsy appearance, and overlap your future that might stumble too. We need a generous mind that does not call difference wrong. Water in a square bowl becomes square. In a round bowl becomes round. It never insists on its own shape, yet eventually pierces through hard rock. Our relationships should be like this. Even meeting only half of my standards is a precious connection. The other half must stay open, accepting our differences. That desperate compassion, I am sick because others are sick. The truth that all things are connected becomes sweet dew for our dry lives. In a single speck of dust, the whole universe is contained. In a fleeting moment, eternity is held. All is one, and one is all. This is a verse from the Avatamsaka Sutra. My beloved disciple, look up at the stars in the night sky. Because large and small stars shine differently, do they not form a dazzling galaxy? Even your bent and angular parts will become a light that shines on the world. So completely love yourself as you are. We suffer from the obsession that we must be perfect, anxious as if something terrible happens if we fall behind. But perfectionism is the biggest seed of misfortune eating our lives. Think of stones rolling down a rough mountain valley, at first sharp and pointed, scratching each other, but bumping along the stream for a long time. Their angular corners shave off, and they become round pebbles. Our lives are the same. In complex relationships, sometimes bumping, sometimes shedding tears, we slowly become round and mature. There is an old story of a cracked water jar. Every morning the master drew water from the well. The intact jar carried a full load, but the cracked jar always leaked half by the time it reached home. The jar felt sorry and shed tears. The master smiled and pointed to the roadside. Look at the path where you spilled water. Thanks to the water leaking through your cracks, did not beautiful flowers bloom on that dry road? Our flaws and imperfections are never trash to be thrown away. My shortcoming becomes life-saving water for someone, and another's lack teaches me humility. The whole universe dwells even in a single speck of dust. Rather than blaming each other's shortcomings, fill those gaps with affection. Making each other shine just as we are is the fastest way to make this world a pure land. Today, taking a step with a calm mind. Do not cling to the past. Do not resent the future. What has passed has already disappeared. What has not come has not yet arrived. So live only this moment with both feet. These are the words of the Nirvana Sutra. Now gently close your eyes and open them again, and go your way. Even if the road ahead is steep, there is nothing to fear. Breathing heavily and sweating, even your legs that sometimes shake, are a holy rhythm of life, where the whole universe dances together. Withdrawing the yardstick directed at the world, and right where judgment stops, the peace we have been searching for finally arrives. Humbly accept that even you cannot walk perfectly. Send a warm smile to the neighbors, who are walking stumbling just like you. In this impermanent world where spring flowers bloom and autumn leaves fall, this picnic-like life where we stay a while and go, our remaining time is too short to scratch and hate each other. So what if you stumble a little? If you fall, brush it off and rise again, and take one step with a light mind. And that is enough. I hope these calm words become a small ointment for your bruised mind. Without pushing yourself too hard today, pat yourself and say, you truly worked hard, just as you are. I put my two hands together and pray deeply that you have a peaceful and harmonious day. Namo Avalokiteshvara. The universe conspires to help you.